Pour yourself a cold one and join us for a show filled to the brim with fun,
Bite your tushy.
entertainment,
Donkey, don't give me that side.
information,
That is heavenly.
and a little weirdness.
Yeah, if you show up to the St. Patty's Day parade just with no green,
We're pinching you.
yeah, we're
Right
coming.
there.
We're coming at you.
With your permission, because we don't want to be sued.
It's Happy Hour with DJ Kyle.
Hey, welcome to Happy Hour. I'm your host, DJ Kyle. Happy Hour is brought to you by Jennings Insurance Group, and I want to say thanks to Becki, Jennings, and all the folks there at Jennings Insurance Group. Speaking of, we're going to have our good friend Becki Jennings on the show today. We also have Sunrise Beach Police Chief Scott Craig going to be on the show, going to be telling us a little bit about hands-free safety, that new law that went in effect here for Missouri. And we have a Furry Friends. All of that and so much more right here on Happy Hour.
At Jennings Insurance Group, we want you to have the best possible coverage and the knowledge to use it. We work with many insurance companies, but we work for our clients. Are you tired of being pushed into healthcare coverage you don't want or understand? At Jennings, we give you the right to vote. If you are looking for a consultant who will meet with you to explain your options, Jennings is the right choice. For many, healthcare coverage is one of the most important decisions. Make the right choice. Call Jennings today, 573-693-9443.
This reminder to drive safe and boat safe, brought to you by Price and Randall Injury Attorneys. And remember, buckle up and phones down.
For our Lake Area teams, they've got their eye on the prize this season with big aspirations.
And basketball can be similar to driving, where sometimes it can be a matter of focus and attention.
Distracted driving led to over 25 fatal crashes on Missouri roadways in 2024 alone.
So be a part of the solution and not another statistic.
Always remember to buckle up and put your phones down. This reminder to drive safe, boat safe, brought to you by Price and Randall Injury Attorneys.
Hey, it's your good buddy DJ Kyle, and I want to invite you and all of your friends out to see me out and about on the town. We do trivia nights for those of you that love trivia. Come on out and see me every Wednesday night. I'm at Alley Cats down by the Strip at 6:30, and Thursday nights I'm at the Highlander Public House in Camden at 6:30. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring the fun. It's a great time. We'll see you there.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Hey, welcome to Happy Hour, brought to you by Jennings Insurance Group, and we are lucky enough to have our good friend Becki Jennings sitting here right with us to tell us a little bit about, we've got a lot of stuff going on, because I know that in the social media I've seen a lot of posts of people saying, why am I still getting calls about the open enrollment? And I thought the open enrollment was over. So can you guide us a little bit, give us some of your knowledge, your insurance knowledge on this on this subject?
You know, it's a little bit of a sore subject, just so you know, but what happens is every year, October 15th through December 7th is actually the annual enrollment period for Medicare. Mm-hmm. And what a lot of people don't know is there's other enrollment times throughout the year. There's special enrollment periods for people who move or become eligible for Medicaid. But another enrollment period that's out there that's available is January 1st to March 31st is what's called the open enrollment period, as opposed to the annual enrollment period. And if you're on a Medicare Advantage plan, you have an opportunity to make one more change during that 3-month period.
Okay.
So let's say you get on a plan and you find out somebody's not in your network or the benefits aren't what you thought they were, whatever it is.
That gives you that one more opportunity.
You just get this one more opportunity.
Okay.
The problem with that is there are a lot of people who are what we refer to as bad actors in the industry that understand that there's this enrollment period time, and they will sometimes unscrupulously enroll people into other plans during that time, knowing once they enroll, now they're stuck in that plan for the whole rest of the year.
Oh, wow.
Okay. And so it's a real problem because a lot of people, they'll answer the phone, they'll have a conversation with somebody, their plan gets switched. A couple weeks later, they get new plan material and they're like, wait, I didn't change my plan.
Yeah, and then they're stuck in that, right?
Well, potentially. If there is a situation like that for you and you did not intend to enroll, or you believe that you were enrolled maybe not necessarily, well, it could be fraudulently, but you were enrolled without your knowledge. There are steps that you can take with Medicare where you can file a complaint, get back to your old plan, things like that. There's a process for it.
Yeah.
We help people with this all the time, whether you're our client or not. We will assist you if that has happened to you. And so it's really a good idea to understand that that's why those calls are continuing to happen. That's why you can get switched and not really even realize it, because these are the things that happen. So the question is, what do you do to stop these calls?
Yeah.
You know, how can you do that? Well, there are some people who will change a setting on their phone. If you're not in the contacts, you can't be called by by anybody except who's in your. We see that a lot of times. People who are in the beginning stages of dementia, sometimes their family members will set that, do that setting on their phone.
Yeah.
But for people who don't want to do that, there's a process. We'll be announcing some workshops that we'll be doing on how you can actually help Medicare and other beneficiaries maybe slow this down. So the point is what you want to do is, first thing you need to do is get on the do not call list. If you're already on the do not call list, you can, or you're not sure, you can get online and you can put your phone number in and it'll tell you if you're on the registry or not. If you're not, do that first. That's the first step that you need to take. The next thing that you need to do is file a complaint. Now, a lot of people think that they can file a complaint with Medicare and that will fix it. That does not fix it. All that does is Medicare's like, okay, thanks for letting us know, and there's really not much recourse. Then the thing that you need to do is then there's a process for filing a complaint with the FCC. Now, some people will say, well, this is just going to be wasting my time. In fact, if enough people will file enough complaints, it actually can change that. We saw it with like car warranties and home warranties. Remember when you used to get bazillion calls? You don't get all those calls near as much as you used to. And part of the reason is because so many people filed so many complaints, they ended up with huge charges or penalties, and they had to pay a lot of fines. So keep an eye out. We will be announcing those workshops. We will give you step-by-step instructions. We'll help you, show you how to get on the do not call registry, how do you file the complaint, what all that takes. And so we're very excited about that, and we as an industry, the people who really are trying to help our seniors, really do want those complaints filed, and we want the calls stopped.
Yeah. Now, I would say probably for most people, at least for me, if something like that were to happen, if I were to get a phone call, I would just pick up the phone and call Jennings Insurance Group and go, okay, so you guys are doing my insurance. What do I need to do?
Yes.
And then you could help me and be like, no, this is something that you need to do, or this is something that you don't need to do.
Yeah, and the other thing too is we will help you with that. And the other thing too is sometimes you see those ads so much, or you get so many phone calls that you're just, at some point you're like, well, I got to pick up the phone. Like you can only ignore it for so long.
You're like, maybe they really do need something.
Yeah, maybe I'm missing something, or maybe I should be in that other plan, or whatever it is. But you need to trust the process. If you reviewed your benefits and you went over everything with someone who is really licensed and contracted with many carriers, especially if they're a local person that you can walk in their office and talk to them, most likely they looked at all the benefits and all the things you're concerned about, and you need to trust that you're on the plan you should be on.
Yeah.
But if you didn't go over your plan, or if you do believe you made a mistake, or if something does change for you in this first quarter, you've got that opportunity if you need it.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, where can people find Jennings Insurance Group and get more information and just to find out about maybe some of your programs and things that you have going on?
So we'll be adding all those to our website and our social media pages, and you'll be able to go on there and look and see when we will have events, and we'll continue to announce those. You can call us, you can shoot us an email, info@jenningsinsurancegroup.com. There's all kinds of ways, and you can just walk into our office. At any given time, there's going to be a number of people in our office who can help you as well.
Absolutely. I love it. Keeping you safe, keeping you informed on all of the insurance comings and goings. Thank you so much, Becki, for being on the show.
Thank you. It's good to see you.
And we have more Happy Hour coming up right after this.
Jennings Insurance Group, your local agency, is here to help navigate your choices and remove the guesswork when it comes to health insurance and retirement solutions. You have the right to vote on your healthcare and financial future. Our licensed and trained agents are ready to talk with you today.
Hey, it's your good buddy DJ Kyle, and I want to invite you and all of your friends out to see me out and about on the town. We do trivia nights for those of you that love trivia. Come on out and see me every Wednesday night. I'm at Alley Cats down by the Strip at 6:30, and Thursday nights I'm at the Highlander Public House in Camden at 6:30. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring the fun. It's a great time. We'll see you there.
Dealing with fatigue, sleepless nights, and chronic pain? Meet Dr. Beck with 40 years specializing in pain management, clinical nutrition, and board-certified in neuropathy. Boasting new techniques to the industry, including a rib adjustment only available at Beck Wellness. New specialty treatments for headaches, frozen shoulders, peripheral neuropathy, plantar fasciitis, and their brand new knee rehab. All while keeping nutrition top of mind. Call or go online today. Your healthier, happier life starts with Beck Wellness Center.
This reminder to drive safe and boat safe, brought to you by Price and Randall Injury Attorneys. And remember, buckle up and phones down.
For our Lake area teams, they've got their eye on the prize this season with big aspirations.
And basketball can be similar to driving, where sometimes it can be a matter of focus and attention.
Distracted driving led to over 25 fatal crashes on Missouri roadways in 2024 alone.
So be a part of the solution and not another statistic.
Always remember to buckle up and put your phones down. This reminder to drive safe, boat safe, brought to you by Price and Randall Injury Attorneys.
Hey, welcome back to Happy Hour. I'm your host, DJ Kyle. Happy Hour is brought to you by Jennings Insurance Group. And we have today from Sunrise Beach, our police chief in Sunrise Beach, Scott Craig. Scott, nice to have you here today.
Nice to be here, Kyle.
Thank you so much for coming in. Now, I want to talk a little bit about, because I've obviously heard that there's a new law in the state of Missouri about being hands-free when you're driving. So you can't be on your cell phone. So let's talk a little bit about that law and kind of it will lead us to some of the statistics of, different things that are happening here at the lake. So
absolutely. So the new hands-free law in Missouri is, it's clear as it states, a hands-free law. So it's been in effect for a while. Tickets are getting written on it as of January 1st. Mm-hmm. Your first offense is a $150 fine, second offense $250, and third offense up to a $500 fine. So as far as fines go, it's a pretty hefty fine.
Yeah.
And it's a really good common sense law that just basically states keep your hands off your phone. Mm-hmm. If you've got it in a mount on the dash, you're within Bluetooth, different things mm-hmm. like that. But the big thing is keep your hands free, keep them on the wheel.
Yeah, and I think most phones have the technologies your cars would have the technologies to where you could do most voice activated stuff in your phone, so you don't have to be on your phone. And it really is that keeping your eyes on the road and keeping focused of what you're doing and not taking your eyes off the road to look down to respond to a text message or something like that. So it's about being safe, people. So that's what we're talking about. And speaking of being safe, let's talk about some of the statistics, because I know that you brought some amazing stuff in here. More locally, as far as some of the traffic things that are going on here at the lake.
Yeah, so I'm a traffic cop at heart. I mean, that's always been my passion, is highway safety. You work a fatality or two, it becomes a passion pretty quick.
Yeah.
So that's one of the things I really like to dive into, especially with the way our roads are built. You know, they're ridge top roads. They weren't built for high speeds or anything like that. So one of the concerning things I've seen lately is we've recently had a Drive Sober Get Pulled Over campaign for alcohol-related offenses for the holiday season. And every time we do one of those campaigns, essentially what it is MoDOT gets funds from National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, and MoDOT uses those funds to do several different campaigns, equipment, different things, highway upgrades. Part of it is paying officers overtime. So if your department's willing to go out and work those campaigns, they'll give your officers double time. They pay your officers twice what they're making. So it's really great for the officers who don't make a whole lot of money anyway to have that extra bump, and it gets extra officers out there. However, what we see every year is people flock to Facebook, and I kind of love it because it's doing our job for us. It's telling everybody, hey, there's a lot of cops out there. Even though they're complaining about it, it's still getting our message out. But kind of why we do those things, you know, I just pulled a lot of the crash statistics off of the state site, and basically for the last 3 years, 21, 22, and 23, Camden County, just our county, has had 43 crashes resulting in fatalities, 242 disabling injuries. Alcohol related, the fatalities were 11, 67 disabling. Speed related, we had 23 fatalities and 122 disabling. So essentially, you know, I look at it as if, you know, this crew, or, you know, this group of misfits or miscreants, or however you want to look at them or label them, came to the lake area every 3 years and killed 43 of our citizens, injured 242 of them, and caused millions of dollars in damage. Our community would be in such an uproar. Oh my gosh, what's the government going to do? What's the police going to do? Why aren't you doing your job? So those are the kind of numbers I like to push out and see what we're looking at. You know, crash total, Camden County was ranked 27th in the state out of 114 counties. Sunrise Beach was ranked 203 out of 944 municipalities. And that's just the total. Speed related, because that's always, everybody thinks we're always out to get you for speeding. Speed related, Camden County is ranked 20th in the state, and Sunrise Beach is ranked 120th for speed related crashes. So that's kind of what we look at, is there's obviously a serious issue with alcohol related, speed related, following too close, and crashes in our area.
So it is one of those things when you see these men and women in blue, they're there to keep us safe, and they're there to help us and to reduce these numbers, because these are just some very staggering numbers that you know, like you going through the numbers and the amount of loss, the economic loss, like that's something that it is very important to be safe and to be off of your phone and to have officers that are there to make sure that our communities are safe. So I definitely, from the bottom of my heart, thank you guys for everything that you do, and thank you so much for coming in and sharing a little bit about the safety on the roads. So is there anything else that you would like to leave everyone with?
I just really like to have everybody, you know, we put it out along with MoDOT, is buckle up, phone down, and slow down. Every one of these crashes, every one of them is preventable. That's 43 people that lost their life, and it could have been prevented. You know, 242 people are injured, $4 million in property loss just in Sunrise Beach. You know, this is 43 families, and it's, you know, the officers that deal with that. That's why they have that passion. So when you see us out working on the roads, and you see us doing a lot of traffic stops, there's a lot of thought and process that goes into that. Even in Sunrise Beach, you know, as small as we are, where we put our officers and do high patrol areas, and you've seen our radar signs now that we got from the donation, there's a lot of tactical things that go into how we're doing that and trying to keep those costs down.
Yep, absolutely. Again, it's about keeping us safe. Thank you so much for coming in on the show. I definitely appreciate it, and look forward to next time that you're going to be on the show.
Thank you, Kyle.
We have more Happy Hour coming up right after this. Stay here.
Jennings Insurance Group is your hometown agency giving you control over your choices in healthcare coverage and retirement. We use insurance as a tool to positively impact your life, giving you the peace of mind to handle whatever life throws your way. Our licensed agents are ready to offer you solutions today.
Being close to the water makes you more you. It's where the great unknown brings clarity. And letting go is how you really get going. Because only when you're on a Yamaha Wave Runner do you truly discover what you're made of.
Visit Surdak Yamaha at Lake of the Ozarks, 50 years strong.
Welcome to another edition of Furry Friends. I am Megan Albers. This is Mary Meow Me Tilly. And we have three very fun, little rambunctious dogs. Let me see if I can remember this. We've got Mischief, Ruckus, and Fiasco?
Yes.
I did it. Okay. Woo!
But I have my notes. I'm not going to try to do this without my notes today. Normally I can get it all memorized.
Yeah.
But okay, so Ruckus is currently not in the yard with us. He is the male and is the biggest of the three.
Okay.
He has on an orange collar. And then Mischief is in the teal collar. She's the mid-sized one. Fiasco is the other girl, and she is in a red collar, and she is the smallest of the three. They are all 1 year, so we have their actual birth date. They were born as part of an oops litter.
Oops.
Yep, oops.
It happens. Yeah.
There was 5 pups total that came into us, and 2 were adopted as a pair. And don't let the names fool you. They are very active dogs, but the names are a little misleading.
Yeah.
Havoc was the other female that was adopted out already with her brother Chaos, and Havoc was actually going to be trained as a service dog.
Oh, okay.
So, if that gives you any indication of, yes, that the personality is there for them to be calmer.
That's good.
At least most of them.
Yes.
But they were about 5 months old when we took them in.
Okay.
And they've been here for 8 months. So these three, the first 2 were adopted out within the first about 3 months or so. The rest of these guys have just been sitting here all this time. They are Catahoula mixes.
Okay.
And fortunately, we were able to help get Mom fixed after she had this litter. So no more half siblings for these guys.
Yeah.
Mom is done and can rest now.
Yes.
I've been told that all of them are good with other dogs, and not just their litter mates, but they've been out and played with others and have been good. We suspect that they would be good with kids, maybe not teeny tiny ones, especially with Fiasco, because she is a jumper.
Yes. She's got hops.
Older kids should definitely be good. We have not seen any issues with them with cats the whole time they've been here, so we would be willing to take that chance of sending them to a home with cats.
Okay.
They're all sweet. They're all good eaters, food motivated. Should help with the training part of things. Mr. Ruckus this is the reason he's not in the yard with us right this moment. He does like to chew up anything soft.
Yeah.
So he's having a little issue right now with things coming out that never should have gone in to begin with.
He's indisposed.
He is indisposed. So hard toys only on that boy.
Yeah.
I've been told that he's been working on his leash training and is making progress on that. They definitely are going to need work with potty training, but he does still pee in his kennel, which, considering this time of year and the cold weather, and we do close them in, a lot earlier and a lot more than we do during the summertime, that is completely understandable. They are starting to learn that even when you can't go outside, if you don't go in the middle of your kennel and run through it, So they're starting to learn that desire to want to try to stay clean.
That's good.
with Mischief in the teal collar. She's good with toys. She's not really a chewer. I've been told she's great on a leash already. They've been working with her. Fiasco, she's the smallest one. She absolutely loves water. So if you're looking for a water dog to go out with you on your boat this year and everything, she might be a good choice.
Yeah.
She is the least talented so far with the leash training.
She's a free spirit.
Yes, she is. And I have been told that she is a very high jumper.
Yes.
So if you have just a small fence, like one of those little 3-foot fences, she's probably going to be able to clear that pretty easy. She also, I noticed when we first came out here, she was the one who ran up and was jumping on us as well. So, they all have their pluses and their minuses. We're trying to, we always want to make sure that any adopter knows about the good and the bad of any of the animal. We try to focus on the good parts, but we want to make sure that those things that aren't perfect, shelter dogs, shelter cats are very rarely going to be a perfect animal. But we want to make sure that we get people matched up with the right, and that they understand, this they're still going to need some training on this part or that part, just to make sure that they understand what they're getting into when they take them home.
Yep. And the nice thing about these dogs is they're at an age where they're still kind of sponges. You can train them, they're pliable, you just got to work with them.
Exactly.
Have a lot of patience.
Yeah, and that's the thing, here at the shelter, even though they've been here as long as they have, throughout the year, where it's very chaotic, it's very busy, our volunteers come and go. So it can be very hard to have somebody who is able to really work one-on-one with these dogs like they can be when they're in a home. And all your attention is focused on them and not spread out over, 30 different dogs in the shelter, everybody needing assistance and help and all that. But we feel hopeful about these guys. The 2 that have already gone home together, we've had excellent reports on. That their training is making progress and they're doing quite well. And every time I've talked to the lady, it's been a good thing.
That's good.
So we're hopeful for their siblings too, and we just don't want to see them. Be here. They're coming up, in a few months on their 1-year mark here at the shelter, and we never like to see that. So there's really nothing. They're good with other dogs. There's nothing absolutely horrible that we can say about these guys. They're still in that puppy phase. Up to 1 year is still technically considered a puppy. So
this is true.
They just need time and patience and training, and they should make somebody some great family pets.
Yeah, for sure. And especially if you took 2 of them home, they like to play with each other, clearly.
Yes, definitely.
They're having a great time back there. So, of course, as always, I recommend come on down to the shelter, meet these guys. They're super fun. They love to play, very, very lovable. Of course, you can apply to adopt at ozarkscatandcanine.com. Thanks again.
Thank you.
That does it for another Furry Friends.
Hey, it's your good buddy DJ Kyle, and I want to invite you and all of your friends out to see me out and about on the town. We do trivia nights for those of you that love trivia. Come on out and see me every Wednesday night. I'm at Alley Cats down by the Strip at 6:30, and Thursday nights I'm at the Highlander Public House in Camden at 6:30. Bring your friends, bring your family, bring the fun. It's a great time. We'll see you there. This reminder to drive safe and boat safe, brought to you by Price & Randall Injury Attorneys. And remember, buckle up and phones down.
For our Lake Area teams, they've got their eye on the prize this season with big aspirations.
And basketball can be similar to driving, where sometimes it can be a matter of focus and attention.
Distracted driving led to over 25 fatal crashes on Missouri roadways in 2024 alone.
So be a part of the solution and not another statistic.
Always remember to buckle up and put your phones down. This reminder to drive safe, boat safe, brought to you by Price & Randall Injury Attorneys.
Thank you so much for joining us this week on Happy Hour, brought to you by Jennings Insurance Group. And I want to say thanks to everyone we had on the show. Of course, our furry friends, those cute little puppies. I hope you enjoyed that. Also, Sunrise Beach Police Chief Scott Craig, thank you so much for being on the show today. And our good friend Becki Jennings from Jennings Insurance Group. With that said, that's our show this week. Join us next week for another fantastic edition of Happy Hour right here on Lake TV.